Hello there, boys and girls, and welcome to another video. Today we are at no, we are not in the desert. We are at the beautiful Costa Blanca in Spain. And the reason that I'm giggling like a little schoolgirl is because of this. I got this baby for the day, and we're gonna take her to a nice mountain ride. As you can see behind me, the mountains are absolutely stunning and the roads here are amazing. The motorcycle is a Yamaha FS6 and it's a bit older motorcycle, but I'm telling you, it's a heck of a fun to drive. And of course, it's a 4-cylinder. My favorite type of engine, 4-cylinder, they sound the best. I will start her up for you guys so you guys can hear. So yeah, today's plan is just to cruise along these beautiful mountain roads and enjoy this amazing bike. Start our journey on the east side of Alicante, just outside of the city in El Campello. From here we take the mountain road, the CV775, heading northeast towards the mountain village of Releu. So what is this Yamaha FZ6, you might wonder? It is actually a versatile middleweight motorcycle powered by the detuned version of the legendary YZF R6 engine, delivering a smooth, usable power along the rev range. It was introduced in the mid-2000s and it quickly became a favorite amongst commuters and weekend riders. Thanks to its upright ergonomics, strong reliability, and sporty character when pushed, the FZ6 has fuel injection, aluminum frame, and a lively 600 inline 4. It strikes a balance between everyday practicality and spirited performance. But like any other bike, it has its quirks. The power band wakes up mostly in the upper RPMs, encouraging riders to rev it like it wants to be ridden. The stock seat is famously firm, the digital speedometer tends to read a bit optimistic, and the underseat exhaust, while stylish, can warm up your backside on long summer rides. Still, these oddities are part of its charm. One fun story an owner told me is about the bike's sporty nature. When he joined a weekend ride in the mountains for the first time, thinking he was just going to ride a relaxed ride with his mild commuter, after hours of keeping up and even taking over pure sportier bikes in the twisties, he realized the truth. This sensible upright machine is basically a polite R6 in disguise, waiting for the right moment to show its teeth. Alright, enough yapping. We are now pulling into Releu, and the first thing I want to do is visit the castle, which is on top of the hill on the highest point of the village. Spain has many of these strongholds that were built in ancient times to defend the people within its walls. There is a waterfall here, well, man-made waterfall. This town is absolutely stunning. I just saw a wild squirrel, not just any wild squirrel. It was the most beautiful squirrel I've ever seen. Here's the church. The air is so fresh. Funky fresh. But I'm still not at the top. Look at this. What a beautiful view. There's music coming from the center. A bunch of cafes are open and there is only cyclists and motorbikers. There are sitting in the cafes, having coffee and eating. It's beautiful. So I'm just going to visit the ruins and then I'll head back down to finally eat something. So these are actually the ruins of a castle. So it was built during the Reconquista as a form of defense. As you can see from here, you can see all over. You can see the enemy coming all into the distance. So this place was perfect to see the enemy coming. This is how it used to look like. It was all surrounded with high walls, and there were watchtowers. Nowadays this is what it's remaining. There are still like watchtowers. There are somewhat standing. Actually no, never mind, the backside of it's missing. Castle is a large fort settled on a hill next to the village. Its strategic location made it the perfect place for controlling the territory and the attacks. It was also a safe place to guard the population in case of danger, so everyone could hide here from the village if there's like an invasion or something. According to existent research works, it was built by the Almohads between the end of the 12th century and the beginning of the 13th century. Its function was the exploitation and control of the land around it. Yeah, again, something about the Moorish. You'll see that a lot here in this region. The Moorish people had a lot of influence. Once the border was moved to south between the Kingdom of Castilla and Aragon, and the riots were suppressed, the fort was used to control the Muslim population that was still settled in Relais and its territory. About 15 families of old Christians were living there, who were in charge of the protection and the care of the castle. However, with the expulsion of the Moorish in 1609, it was losing its relevance. Let's have a look. So this was one of the watchtowers, what is remaining, and over here was the rest of the structures, some houses. Yeah, I can see why they picked this location. We have a 360 view around the whole area. Look at it. Someone left a whole pile of rocks here, I don't know who. It looks quite recent. Maybe a whole part of it just fell. Look at that. Yeah, that's where I came from. That road. Let's check out this tower. It looks like they reconstructed part of it with concrete, maybe to show what it used to be like when you had to defend to the tower. These are the archers' slits where you can watch through and shoot bow and arrow if someone was coming. Wow, unbelievable. What times when men had to defend from invading forces and all you had was bow and arrow and just hoping that there is not any wind and you can shoot your enemy one by one. From the looks of it, there's a whole party going on down in the town. So can't wait to go down there and see where all this music is coming from. So I grabbed my motorcycle and rode down to the city center and followed the music. I was quickly met with a lively atmosphere in front of a church, and it looked like a gathering was happening. They had food, drinks, and a good positive vibe, so I decided to join. When I was enjoying my food, a fellow traveler rode in on his bicycle and sat down next to me. So we got chatting about the area and the roads. How long did it take you to...
3 hours.
3 hours. Yeah?
I need to rest.
Yeah, definitely. Is it your final destination for today? Here?
Busop. You know Busop?
Oh, it's a bit further.
You have Quest.
Yeah?
And then it's a bit further
Okay.
towards Alicante.
Yeah.
90% of job done.
Yeah. That's true. What's your name?
Thomas,
Thomas, nice to meet you.
nice to meet you. Enjoy your ride.
Yeah, you too. Bye. Let's take one last look at this beautiful mountain village before we hit the road.
I don't know you down to the bone, you're making me sweat, you're making me cold, and I love it, and I love it. Want some more, I'm up in my zone, I'm touching the sky, feeling the flow, and I love it, and I love it.
Everybody know about it. Everybody hard pounding, climbing up the whole mountain. Anything you want,
Everybody say what?
could be the whole villain. Build it like a beginning, spit it like you're Bob Dylan. Anything you want.
Everybody say. Everybody say. But you know the dice gonna roll. You're taking the steps, you're playing the show, and you love it. Yeah, you love it. Super fly, you're breaking the mold. They don't want the gas, they don't want the smoke, but they love it. Yeah, they love it.
So just arrived at the second place. Came here to see the lake, but it looks like the lake has dried up. It is still a nice place, a nice view. There's my motorcycle. The mountains and the hills and the road up here is amazing. But let's see if I can show you guys the lake. Just passing through here, I thought I'll stop by to see the lake, but it looks like I came and the lake left. This is where it's supposed to be. It's all dried up, or maybe it's more full in the summer, I don't know. So let's see if I can, I'll drive further down, I'll ride further down and see if there is any other place where there's still water in the lake. So luckily it was not all dried up. Further down there was still a big portion of it full and looking magnificent. After visiting the lake, the sun started setting, so I decided to head on over to the coast and find a place to spend the night in La Villa Joyosa.